Dear students, today we are going to start a new poem. The name of the poem is The Ball Poem. It is taken from your textbook First Flight. This poem is written by a famous poet, John Berryman. Now let's see what the poem has to say. Dear students, this poem by John Berryman teaches a beautiful lesson of life. It deals with a situation of loss and our reaction to it. Many a times it happens that we feel sad or grieved for losing something or someone in life. That something or someone may be the thing we love the most or a person whom we love the most. Dear student, this slide is actually the picture of the poem that I have captured from the textbook. Now students, let us explore the poem to dig out the beautiful message hidden inside. You all are requested to keep the textbook open while watching this beautiful video so that you can enhance the understanding of the poem. So let us start the poem. As you can see, in the first 4 lines the poet says, "What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is, in the water." In these 4 lines, the poet says that one day he, that is poet, saw a boy happily playing with a ball. He was enjoying playing with that ball. But all of a sudden, the ball crossed the road, moved towards a water body. The poet, who was standing little far from that boy, was observing the reaction of the boy over losing his most valued possession. The poet questioned himself, what would the boy do now? So dear students, this is what the poet describes in the first 4 lines. एक बच्चा जो खेल रहा था बॉल से, उसकी बॉल चली जाती है पानी में। बच्चा बहुत दुखी है, लेकिन पोएट उस बच्चे को हेल्प नहीं करते। पोएट सोच रहे कि अब ये बच्चा क्या करेगा, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। These are the next few lines of the poem. I would like to recite them. No use to say, oh, there are other balls, an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy, as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. So students, here in the first line, the poet says that the boy might have another ball at home to play with, but according to the poet, the boy has been attached so deeply that he doesn't show any interest in any other ball. And the same attachment can be seen in the next line, which says that the boy had become sad, he started trembling, he kept staring at the water body where the ball had gone. बच्चा बहुत दुखी है, और ये बात दूसरी लाइन में लिखी है जब पोएट कहते हैं कि an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. इसका मतलब है बच्चा बहुत दुखी हो जाता है, वो कांपने लगा है, और जिस वाटर बॉडी में उसका बॉल गया है उसकी ओर वो देख रहा है। लेकिन पोएट कहते हैं कि वो उसमें उस बच्चे को इंट्रूड नहीं करेंगे। अब इस लाइन का मतलब क्या है वो हम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में देखेंगे। The same lines are kept here. No use to say, oh, there are other balls, an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy, as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. Students, in the last 2 lines of the stanza, the poet says that this boy had spent a lot of good and memorable time at the harbor. He had good time playing there. So today, when he has been sad due to losing ball, he remembers all good days spent in the area. But here at last, poet says, I would not intrude him. Let's go to the next slide to understand its meaning. बच्चों, पोएट यहाँ पर ये कहते हैं कि अगर बच्चे को दूसरे बॉल मिल भी जाए या उसके पास है भी, तो भी उसको मज़ा इतना नहीं आएगा जितना उस बच्चे को मज़ा इस बॉल से उसको आ रहा था। बच्चा बहुत दुखी हो गया, वो रिजिड हो गया। रिजिड का मीनिंग यहाँ पर समझना है कि मान लो वो लाइफलेस हो गया। और पोएट कहते हैं कि उन्होंने ऐसा सोचा कि वो बच्चे को इंट्रूड नहीं करेंगे। अब इसका मीनिंग क्या है, उसके लिए नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में हमको जाना पड़ेगा। So in the last line of the previous stanza, the poet uses the word intrude. He means to say that by going near the said child, he would not console him. He wants the child to learn a lesson from this incident. The poet could have helped him by buying him a new ball at that time, but he did not. Why? Students, poet कहते हैं कि वो चाहते तो वो बच्चे को हेल्प कर सकते थे, लेकिन वो उसके पास नहीं जाते, उसको मदद नहीं करते। क्यों? पोएट चाहते हैं कि इस इंसिडेंट से ये बच्चा कुछ सीखे। तो उनके पास बच्चे को हेल्प ना करने के कुछ रीजंस हैं, जो हम अगली स्लाइड में देखेंगे। These are the next lines of the poem. A dime another ball is worthless now. He sends his first responsibility in a world of possession. People will take balls, balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Here the poet starts by saying that buying a new ball to the boy would prove worthless because in doing so, the child would miss an important lesson of life. कवि कहते हैं कि बच्चे को नया बॉल ले देना कोई मतलब की बात नहीं होगी। और अब देख रहे हैं कि बच्चा एक नया लेसन सीख रहा। क्या है? In the next line the poet says that in the world of possession the child realizes or senses something important and unavoidable. बच्चा कुछ सीख रहा है। क्या सीख रहा है? वो जो unavoidable है। He learns a lesson that loss and gain are part and parcel of one's life. Whether we wish it or not, we lose many things in life. The second part of the third line and the beginning of the fourth line support the same idea. Let us see what it is. यहाँ पर वही लाइन है जो मैं रिपीट करना चाहूँगा। A dime another ball is worthless. Now he sends his first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls, balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. The poet says that in this materialistic world, people are crazy for things. They buy many things thinking that these things would make them happy. But it is not so. Because the things I have possessed today may be lost tomorrow. And when they lose a thing, they become sad. But here in the last line, the poet says that money is external. Because money cannot buy everything. It cannot buy sense of responsibility. It cannot buy honesty, it cannot buy caring nature, as well as it cannot explain you the true meaning of life. That is why the poet wants all of us to be wise. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. In the last stanza, the poet says the boy is learning a lesson. Though he is desperate to get that ball back, he has started understanding the truth of life. He is acquiring the knowledge of loss. He realizes that in life, loss and gain are like two sides of coin. He, like other people of the world, is learning this fact. बच्चा सीख रहा है कि कुछ पाना और खोना जीवन का हिस्सा है। कभी हम कुछ पाएंगे, कभी हम कुछ खो देंगे। He is becoming wiser, वो समझदार बन रहा है, and responsible, जिम्मेदार भी बन रहा है। In short, the poet, through this example of the boy, is teaching a lesson to us that in life we will have to experience both loss and gain. We should not be so sad for losing something or someone in life because it is unavoidable. हमारे चाहने से भी हम उस जा रही चीज़ को बचा नहीं पाएंगे क्योंकि जो होने वाला है वो होकर ही रहेगा. Children, I hope I am clear. If you have any doubts or queries, your doubts and queries will be entertained once the school reopens. Please take good care of yourself and all the family members. Okay? Thank you so much for listening me. Jai Hind.